Hello there, YouTube. Welcome to Tuesday, the 7th of July. Decidedly not a pretty morning this morning. 54 degrees and a light drizzle. How you doing there, old Sparky? Look at him. He acts like it's a stranger walking up to him. Why are you always that way? Look how wet you are. You've been running through the pucker brush out there, haven't you, Danny? Or Sparky, I'm sorry. And Abby, the old hound dogs. Alright, let's start off a Tuesday. Because of all this nastiness, the little woman and I are going to say goodbye from the truck this morning.
Sounds good.
Well, woman, have yourself a wonderful day. The rain ought to keep things slow. You might be up there trying to find stuff to do.
Oh, there's lots to do.
Well, I can imagine.
For, catch up.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm doing, catching up.
All right.
All right. Well, have yourself a wonderful Tuesday.
You too, hubba hubba.
All right.
All right.
Love you. See you. Bye.
I know.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Yeah, buddy. That's pretty heavy. Let's get her out of the box. Oh, man. This is cool and so classic looking. Look, it's one of those big old numbered ones. Look at that thing. Even with my feeble eyeballs, I'd be able to see that thing. And it's in Fahrenheit. And there's the little flippy thing down there. Oh, they didn't have a picture, so I didn't know what gauge it was, but it's definitely the premium one, because you can tell by the different flange they have on them. Oh, that is way cool. Way cool. The quality of this thing is incredible. I mean, it feels like a fine piece of jewelry. And look where there's even an O-ring that's going to cover the steering lock. And that ball bearing is just it's just so smooth. I mean, it's like a piece of jewelry. And instead of one of the pop-in ones with the O-rings, it is one of the bolt-down style. So it makes it really easy because you got to zero it in, so it's square with the world. But see, it's a bolt-down style. Wow, that thing is super nice. That's incredible. I love the big old classic numbers, and it's liquid. Oh, that's just so cool. See the bubble floating around in there? Man, I could not be more impressed. Oh, the old roadie. She's gonna give me a big old hug for this. Man, I can't even begin to tell you how impressed with this thing I am. It's not 80 degrees in here. I was walking around with it wrapped in a towel. Oh, there's how I keep my the Road King Formotion. Remember I showed you guys that the other day? So it dangles on my bag. Look how used up that bag is. Look at it, it's just filthy. That thing goes with me everywhere except for when I ride the bikes. This is one of our long time customers. But anyway, he sent me a picture, or a couple of pictures, and a text. He's got the rusty dusty sprocket syndrome. So we're gonna pull her down and see what if any damage. If it's dust, there's got to be some damage. But we're gonna pull her down here right quick and see what she looks like. That's close enough for me. That's a $400 instrument right there. Good enough. Yeah, just like the pictures he sent me. She's all crusty rusty. Let's get this bolt backed off and see what she looks like. That's not an overly good sign. But we need to dig a little deeper. Need to get his hitch off and take all the tension off the belt. and get this pulley off and do some closer inspecting. The splines look good. There's really no sign of wear on them. As you can see, there's a little bit of grease on there. But the sprocket, you know, this rib that BRP put on them, and their idea, which actually makes sense to me, was to put this ridge on there to make it bite against that the stopper on the back of the shaft. And you can see where it rides on it. You can actually see the groove where it rode in it. But ultimately, it wears and all the grease flies out. Great idea. It just didn't work. But I'll at least an updated sprocket, and I'll clean this thing up real good. And when I get the updated sprocket, we'll see how it fits. If there's any questionable looseness in it whatsoever, we'll Loctite 660 it. Otherwise, we'll use that crazy pasty grease. That's what it is. And it's this weird pasty stuff. If you ever taken the boots off of BMWs around the shaft, this looks like the same stuff they put on there. It's got a great wear properties to it, but it's highly water resistant. But if the water's, I don't know how it's flying out of those things. So I just don't think it's sealed up enough, and the water was allowed to get in, grease was allowed to come out, and junk got in. Maybe they didn't put enough grease on it, I don't know. No idea why every once in a while you have one that does this. And the pulley, the sprocket pulley, whatever, it's not that expensive. January of 15, is that what that's saying? Yeah, 0115. So my next step before I do any kind of parts estimate or whatever is to clean this up real good, and just make sure when it's clean you can get a good visual of it. Make sure none of the teeth are lipped over. This one, I don't know, if I look at it a certain way it seems like they're starting to lip, but yeah, he called it way early, way early. I think it's just gonna be a matter of cleaning it up and using their fancy dancy grease on it. Just gonna make sure one, you're putting the updated sprocket on it, and all the teeth are properly coated. I don't think there can be any uncoated part on there. And I make sure, if you look in the book, it says lightly coat with that grease, but common sense would tell you to make sure it's on every single tooth. And what I do is I coat the shaft, because the shaft it's easier to get it on the outside, and then when you put it on the outside of the teeth here will mate with the inside grooves, and vice versa on here. And I just over and over take the sprocket off, put it on, and I just make it so that when I roll it out and roll it back in, that gap you get, that you just see a nice, even, well-placed coating of that crazy Kubler or whatever it is, grease. And they never come back. Well, looky there. She shines up like a new penny. Ryan and I were looking at it, and he was looking at it closely with his young new eyeballs. He goes, "Pops, ain't nothing wrong with that shaft." And if for some reason there is any looseness, we know what else to do to take care of that. Good old Loctite 660. But there we are. So we left work. Now we're in the red. We seen this when we were coming to work. We just figured it was some kind of an accident.
Figured it'd be cleared up by now.
But right back there, in fact, you can see part of the building there is the Woodland Walmarts. Hey, there is a train coming though. Hopefully it's on this first track, on the east side track.
Oh, you better be happy.
Oh, it's gonna be loud and it's gonna be cool. This old boy is rolling too. Heck yeah. peacefully slides away. I bet the next scene you thought you were going to see was going to be a temperature gauge sitting on there. You guys familiar with bikes? This is part of how a touring Harley handles. It looks like the triple trees are backwards. That's why these things, you can be mid-turn, just let go of the handlebars and it'll just stand straight up. That's why these things go down the road like they do. Really weird that they sorted all that stuff out. But anyway, there was a seam down here on the nacelle where they go together, and it had a like a casting burr in it, and I didn't like the gap that was down there, so I pulled it off. Here's that keyed accessory lead that I'll have to tap into for the heated grips. This is the lead for the running lights. And the running light switches in the left nacelle. So anyway, I got it fixed. These things are so easy to take apart. I mean, unbelievably easy. I took it's pretty much the same as my O2. Oh, and one of the things, there was one of these stickers. There were stickers attached there, and I think that's what was, I don't know, I threw it away already. That was snagging in the bolt. You remember I told you when I adjusted the handlebars how tight they were, and I couldn't get a 1/4 inch Allen to go in there? Well, yeah, that's probably why. Hey man, it's pretty weird looking, huh? Anyway, let me get this back together, clean all my mole prints off of that thing, and I sit there and everything goes together perfect. So we'll get it back together here. Well, I'm at a point that I got to show you this thing. I don't have the headlight and stuff back on it, but everything else is in. Kelly helped me align everything because there's so many things you got to do at once. You got pins front and rear, and the running lights and stuff. But she helped me out, and it all worked out good. But there's what she looks like. Isn't that cool? Just driving down the road, got your temperature meter out there in front of you, and then when you click her over to lock your steering, you just flip it out of the way, stick your key in there, and lock it. Just easy peasy, just like that. That's pretty dang cool. I love the font on that thing. That is awesome. All right, that's what all the excitement was. I think it looks incredibly cool. Well, hello there, YouTube. Sorry I'm all scumbagged out. I'm still out there fiddling around. I noticed there was a gap with that thing sitting there, and I'm looking, I'm going, wait a minute. Something's not right here. The base that bolts where the little cap goes, it uses the screws that kind of holds that clamp. The Formotion doesn't fit in that hole. The one Ryan had, I think it's either 18 or 19. I was up there with it today, and it fit right in there. The beveling around it where it sets in that gap is smaller on the 20s. Doesn't fit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know what I'm going to do here. I either got to bevel the Formotion base or get longer screws and shim it up. I don't know what I'm going to do. That's kind of a bummer. All that work, and it doesn't fit down in there. And I don't know what that thing's made out of. You know, it's so pretty. I'd hate to, grind and bevel that edge. And if it's, steel, it's going to rust and make a mess. And oh, man, what a bummer.
Yeah, that blows.
Oh, well.
Gonna have to figure out something.
Yeah, we'll sort something out.
Yeah.
Dadgum, what a bummer. It looked good for a second till I realized, wait a minute.
It's not sitting flush.
Yeah, that thing's not sitting flush.
Oh, we'll figure it out.
On to the next chapter.
Yep. Hey, you got to work for good stuff.
Oh, man, I'm here to tell you. Anyway, I guess that's going to be it for the day. I hate to end it with bad news. open you guys with 20. Well, everybody's saying they're out of stock. It looks like they're out of stock of everything. Maybe that's not a bad thing. But at the moment. So I'll let them know what I found and kind of go from there.
We'll figure it out.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give her a thumbs up. And you guys have a wonderful Wednesday or Thursday.
Yep. Tomorrow's up day.
Yes.
All right. We'll see you bright and early.
Morning. Sorry.
All right. Thanks for watching now.
Yes.
Bye-bye. A little after vlog. I don't know what I paid for that thing from Harbor Freight, but it's paid for itself like 10 times now. I took it all apart. This is pure stainless steel. And because of it, I ran a 45 degree around this in the areas, for whatever reason, the 2020s, this recess area in here is smaller. I put that one on the one that Ryan has upstairs in his work area, and it fit right in there. Bolt holes lined up, everything was great. And what this one was doing was, well, here, let's put it in there upside down. See, it rocks. I thought the bolts were going in weird, and I didn't tighten them on purpose because of that. But with this chamfer, it's sitting completely flush, nice and flat, and it fits in that beveled, the reduced bevel of the 2020. Look at that. I was sitting here with Kelly looking at it, and I'm like, I see a gap back here. So I, got a sideways look to it. I go, I can see all the way through it. And then I realized with the clock spun out of the way, or the gauge spun out of the way, I couldn't turn the key. Well, the thing was all cattywampus. I thought, well. So anyway, I'm going to take a quick sec, put this thing together, and we'll do a little show. All right. So this is what fooled me before, is this gap where the thing spins so you can get to the steering lock. But what I noticed later was there was a bigger gap than that between the base plate and the handlebar clamp cover. There she is. Now, it's actually on there. Oh, I think I'm crooked just a little bit. But you can spin it out and get to the nut underneath. Get it straight. Anyway, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. You have a wonderful night, and we'll see you in the morning. I'm glad this all worked out. Man, am I glad.